Dream before, right?
I've casted a Dream and Damer before.
Okie dokie, right. So starting off this best of three here in the top left hand corner with the yellow robes, it's Damerfesk.
And his opponent in the bottom right hand corner. He goes by the name of Dream. You know, a lot of players that have like one name for their name, or like one word for their name, like beyond innovation, have all been really good players. Anyone who's done like more than one like name just seems to be kind of out there. Do you notice that? This guy, his dreams, man. He's dreaming. He has a dream.
Dream.
He's dreaming big. One day to be WCS Pro, maybe champion.
Maybe.
But, there we go. But first, he needs to learn how to morph a hatchery. He does figure that out, though.
Sorry about that. So Scout is coming in here for the Protoss player. We'll see that natural down there, and it will catch. The spawner pool's gone down as well. One little joke coming out here just to try and fend off that probe, but I don't know. I don't think it's really worth the loss in mining time, do you? For the sake of chasing one probe?
Considering how cheeky Protoss players can be, yes, it's definitely worth that mining time. That's one drone, 40 minerals a minute, versus is how much damage could actually, get done if, let's say, you miss a pylon or miss a couple gateways going in somewhere.
No.
Just because you weren't following that one probe. And in PvZ or ZVP, you definitely have to put that drone on it until you get some lings out. Because it's not like...
Cybercore has finished up now with the Protoss player, so we will see in a moment what his tech of choice is going to be.
I vote Stargate.
Expect it'll probably be Twilight Council. He does have adepts queued up here.
I vote Stargate.
And it is a Stargate. It is a Stargate indeed. Called it.
Called it.
Called it.
I only said that because honestly, if you think about it, right now, the early game of PvZ, Phoenix Adept would work really, really well.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of Adepts that were shaded out here, or at least one coming out. Going to be used for scouting purposes.
No, I quite dislike the Leviathan skin. That just for some reason it makes me really think that these are actually dropper lords when they're not.
I think they have I think they have a slightly different tint on the purple though. So when they drop the lords, this Adept somehow is going to stay alive, or at least a little longer. Also, why do the the Purifier Adepts and units look like they blow up like in a mini nuclear explosion? You ever notice that Adept just went poof? And it looked like a mushroom cloud.
Magnets. Magnets. Exactly. That's why.
Very insightful there. Very insightful.
So Oracle has finished up. It's making its way along the bottom of the map. We do see a spine crawler in the natural. Oddly, I think quite early in this game. Not going to shoot up and do much against this Oracle here.
Interesting enough, we do have roaches coming out here.
I think the Queen is actually slightly out of position there. Although, ever miss micro with that Oracle. And I think Protoss is actually going to lose it here. No, it does just get away.
It's that need micro, man.
HP.
It's that need micro. Gets out of here with barely any health.
So, what skin is that on the Phoenix? Can you see that?
On the Phoenix? Where's the Phoenix? There's the Phoenix. That's the new skin.
Is that the Purifier skin?
I think that's a Purifier skin or a skin from the last war chest. Did y'all get a skin in the last war chest? The BlizzCon
Yeah,
chest?
I don't. Ah, yes, it might be the one from the last war chest. Looks a bit weird in the yellow. Anyway, so actually, Protoss taking the third base here, and haven't actually had an expansion for our Zerg player yet. So does it like he's just going to push all of his economy into massing these roaches and actually going for a
it's gonna be a Roach Hydra
push here?
Yeah, it's gonna be a Roach Hydra push. There's actually a push Loco was using with nothing but Hydras, and it hits like right around the 9-minute mark before you can max out.
Yeah.
So a lot of players down to like Platinum have started picking up using that same build, and I must say it's really annoying to deal with.
And I think he's quite late here getting these Evo chains down though. I think that is going to delay this push somewhat, and if he doesn't actually move out and block this third for the Protoss, this isn't really going to get a lot done when they do finally engage.
So I would like to see a couple more Phoenixes out here for Protoss.
Yes, we do have confirmation from Adeptive, thank you, in the chat. It is from the last war chest. Thank you very much. Revelation has gone down. Just keep an eye on that Zerg army, make sure it's not going to...
Did he pick up charge? Okay, he picked up charge.
Event surprise.
So Damer did pick up charge here, so... What's that?
Does have a Templar Archives finished up as well.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be like Charge Lot, Mortal Archon.
I think he's just gonna go for everything. He's got all the tech.
Yeah, but again, I would have liked to seen a few more Phoenixes out here.
I mean, he's got an Immortal out now. He's got Archons on the way. High Templar. He's literally going for everything.
He has one Phoenix to his name. I would like to see at least a couple more. Those Phoenixes are always a very good harassment tool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Muscular Augment's finally starting up here. About halfway done for our Zerg player. And he does have 1-1 on the way, so both players look like they want to hit a very, timing it's going to hit about the same time either way. Like a +1 in Storm with Charge for Protoss. I think you're going to have 1-1 with Zerg.
I think Protoss does have a clear advantage though here. Obviously, he's been mining off that third for quite a while now. It is fully saturated as well. And as you can see, the economy here for the Protoss player is nearly double that of the Zerg. And I just don't think the Zerg can put enough units out to hold this off.
No, and Storm's about to finish up about the time this is going to hit, so...
Right. Zerg is moving out now with these Hydralis.
This is going to make for a very interesting trade, honestly. Third base for Zerg did just finish up. He does have 8 drones here now, so this is a very prime target to hit for Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, and he hasn't scattered any of these. He's got 9. And Protoss has now shut down their 4th base behind this as well. Third has been cleaned up by the Protoss, and
he's just gonna recall out.
Nice little recall. Yeah, it's just gonna keep building up that army, keep building up that economy, and push them to the late game, and just make sure that there's absolutely nothing that's going to stop him.
Honestly, I feel he could have kept that fight going, honestly, Phoenix. He could have pushed forward. He had Storm done. So a lot of these units are just going to disappear to Storm anyway.
Absolutely, he could have done. But I think where he hadn't scouted, he wasn't sure if there was another base down somewhere else. Wasn't sure exactly what the Zerg did have behind that. So, he just took that hit and ran, knocked the third down, and got the hell out of there.
But again, that's where the Phoenix comes into play. If you have more Phoenixes and you're scouting with the Phoenixes, you would have been able to confirm that. It's that lost value in terms of what units you have out that you're not really getting anything out of. And honestly, the Phoenix, just 2 Phoenix out of the map, you get a lot out of it because you can harass for them. You can just pick off overlords.
Looks like he's going to actually split up this army. He's going to take a little hit squad of zealots around the top to poke into, just check if there's if Zerg has replaced their third. Nice little catch here actually from this army on the bottom, just catching those.
There's a Templar. There's a
those
Templar.
Were they Banians? Oh, lurkers.
Poor Templar didn't even get a storm off. Lurkers? Oh, lurkers? Yeah, it's lurker. We do have lurker tech.
Yeah, I mean, you did catch the lurkers that were morphing in on the bottom there. Yeah.
Lurkers.
Lurkers can actually do a lot of damage to this Protoss army.
Especially if he loses all these immortals.
Yeah.
Because that's the one unit that you have in the Protoss like army right now that can really just deal with them. Outside Colossus.
Yeah. I mean, straight away, he has started producing observers behind this. Blink is on the way now as well, so it looks like it's going to transition out of those zealots and into the stalker play, which I think is really, personally, is a really good choice. Obviously, he can blink on top of the lurkers with the observer. Just get them down, which obviously.
It's about to be 2-2 to +1 attack though, I think. So Zerg is definitely not out of this game yet. He just needs to get his third up and running.
Yeah.
Which we do have a hidden fourth coming down here in the south.
Well, Protoss has maxed out here, but he's just throwing away some of the zealots, I think, to trade up his army a bit.
Yeah, we do see the switch up here coming in for Colossus with that Robotics Bay. Always thought it was funny. I thought those two buildings were like always backwards from their name, like Robotics Facility and then Robotics Bay. I feel like the robot should come out of the bay, not a facility. Anyway.
You're probably right. Probably right.
Anyway, we do have Storm going to get thrown down these Hydras, and Protoss is going to march right up this ramp and take over this hill. This is pretty much.
Zealots getting the wrap around as well.
This is basically everything Zerg has here.
We do see some more Hydralisks just moving down across the creep. Obviously, the Zerg knows exactly where this army is because of this nice creep spread, but just tidying up the tumors here now as well, just to push that back.
Don't move down the ramp. Don't move. Don't ever move down this ramp. You have the high ground, you stay on the high ground.
We do have a macro hatch coming in, but he's I mean, he went for the lurker tech, but he hasn't actually morphed any of these into lurkers at all. And I think lurkers would probably be the only thing that would actually be able to save him here. This army is just too big, too strong, and it's going to absolutely.
Yep, there is. The storm's going to come down. It's one rainy day for Zerg. As he's just trying to get out of the storm, he just can't do that. There's that much energy.
It's going to be GG. Why? I mean, I think that would have been. Wouldn't you agree that would have been a completely different story if we'd have had lurkers at the top of that ramp there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't ever want to move down that ramp, especially when you have the positioning there. And you get the lurkers, and they're like you said, it's just going to be a nightmare trying to get up that ramp. And then you can juggle, force your opponent's army to juggle back and forth between a third and your natural trying to get up a ramp somewhere. Which is going to buy you a lot of time, but no lurkers, it's not going to get you anywhere.
There's desperately trying to pump out some hard juice to help defend this, but it is just unfortunately a little too late, and a little bit salty there about the storm.
I mean, I have to agree with that, dude. The storm is definitely something. As a Terran player, you know, I have ghosts. I can EMP them. The storm is definitely something. I've EMP'd every Templar, and you still have like 1 or 2 left. I don't get it. And then armies is gone, and like whatever. All right, guys, let's go to game number 2.
No, I actually don't like High Templar myself. I don't play them.
I just think it's silly. Like, a unit that never had a basic attack was made safer by giving them a basic attack. And they already have, like, a lot of utility they bring to, a fight. It's like Malfurion in Heroes of the Storm. They buffed him out the wazoo now. That little support rework they did.
Yeah, no, Malfurion is has gotten a bit more difficult to play with. Anyway, in the top right-hand corner here with the what's supposed to be yellow pros, but they look a bit pink under this light. It's Damerfesk.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, currently down 1-0 in the series. He goes by the name of Dream. But no, because a buddy was a Malfurion main. And once he finally picked up and played him again, it was like, what did they do to him? Because like, he realized that all you gotta do is cast Regrowth on somebody, and innervates up like every 3 seconds.
Okay. And I actually played Tracer for the first time today. Wow. She is an interesting hero.
She is, and she's probably one of the most broke heroes in that game.
I mean, she is super flimsy. Like, she falls over if a wind blows.
Yeah, but you just pop recall and you stay alive. It's like, the mobility she has and the damage she can put out on a single target, honestly, is what makes her like really, really broken. She's almost like Butcher level broke, but not entirely.
I mean, she's still very soft.
I mean,
particularly if you get dived on like an Illidan or something like an Asmodan, which you can't really take down with her.
we do have Proteus getting a full scout off here. See exactly what his opponent is up to. He's at 17 hatch, 17 full, the usual opening for Zerg. Darren, we're going to go ahead and get his Cybernetic core and get that wall off complete.
So nothing really strange here from either player. No real deviations from the standard. Spawning pool has finished up. We should probably see metabolic boost here in a moment. And he does have the resources for it.
I love how people always put this Overlord up here in this corner and never use it, like, for anything. I get why it's there, but at the same time, when you know Protoss is just going to wall off, or Terran's going to wall off. In fact, I see more of a lean drop play in Terran versus Zerg right now than I do in PvZ.
Yeah. Oh, he has finally started at that boost. And,
yeah, that... Speed on the way.
Speed on the way.
Speed is on the way. As long as it's not like that terrible movie called Speed. Yeah, I would love to see a little bit more of a drop play out of our Zerg players nowadays, because, like, honestly, if you know your opponent's going to wall off, the only way to get into his base and actually find out what's going on is, to elevate and get up in the air. So, like, if you're going to do that, why not just bring some Lings with you? Drop them in there, start doing a little bit of damage at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, either that or that pneumatized carapace and just
fly right in there.
Over the bay.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, he's not going to see this robo going down. So
yeah, the sake of you're scared to poke in with an Overlord, just be like, what's going on? Like, alright, the first Overlord, I can understand. You're not wanting to lose that first Overlord. But, like, after you have 2 or 3 more out, go ahead and poke in there with that Overlord. You guys gotta figure out what's going on, especially when you're in the ZVP.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't actually moved out with any of these other Overlords either. So, really, his scout potential, even seeing a push out, I mean, that one on the top there isn't going to see anything.
Nah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to do something with that Overlord, drop the Evo Chamber, load up some Lings, get in there, and, find some damage, get some information out of it.
I mean, there's 2 Adepts are coming in now for this. He's got no idea that these are here. Yes, he's got the Lings already ready, but...
I mean, the Roaches are out here, so... Is he just going to push out? Okay, no, he's going to try to catch these Adepts. But see, now that also confirms that Roach Tech is on the table. So what do you do as a Protoss here? You can go Warp Prism, start harassing with some charge lots. Because those Roaches are never going to keep up. Or you just start popping out 4 or 5 Immortals and he's walking across the map.
I mean, I think in this one he could just... I mean, look, we've got that Gateway Explosion coming in now. He could just fly this Warp Prism right down the back. There's not even a 3rd base here. Drop a ton of Adepts with Glaives and just go to town.
Yeah, and again, there's just nothing on the attack paths here for that Warp Prism to see that.
No, I mean, he's got a free run at the same place here.
But yeah, we do have 3 more adepts getting warped in across the map here.
Yeah, and
again, third base is incredibly late for Zerg.
a few more of these gateways are finishing up now as well. We do see a third base coming out here for the Protoss player. And all of these switching over to warp gates straight away. We will see, yep, another big warping of adepts, and that's it. They're going to start pushing in.
I mean, the one advantage Zerg does have right now is the army supply advantage. But these adepts and their mobility is just going to be able to really force the Zerg to be on his toes.
Yeah, and I mean that advantage is going to go away very quickly. There's a lot of economy here for the Protoss player, and they can just push forward, you know, pull these roaches and that whatnot out of position, shade them behind them, and that's it. The eco line's gone.
Dream hasn't been ejecting much either. The lack of that third is really hurting him because he's getting a lot of mineral here. But here we go. These adepts going to shade up the ramp here. He's going to bypass that Zerg army, make their way to the main base, start cleaning up some of these drones.
Well,
Once they get there, just do shade right back.
There goes the shade. And pretty much all of these drones should be going down there. And there they go, they pop out straight to the natural. Absolutely shredding that mineral line there. And as you say, there was no scout there for the
just a lack of information for Zerg. That's exactly what it is. Like, no harassment or anything for, like I said, a ling drop is going to be your best bet on this map to get into the main base, find out what's going on.
You'll see just more and more of these adepts warping in.
Adepts for days.
Adepts for days. And then the Zerg army's just being run around in circles. They're not going to stop and fight.
It's adepts for days, man. Adepts for days. First battle going to get thrown down here, trying to find some adepts. He will actually pick off a few, as well as landing the first battle on his own units. Shade being thrown out there by a little bit of time for his next round of warp in. The Stalker transition.
Let's cancel it quite early though, actually, that Shade.
I mean, it just pulled him back. That's what he's looking for. There's Ravagers versus Adepts. That is actually a really scary fight for Protoss, because like either way, that could go either way very quickly.
Yeah.
That Corrosive Bile being a little bit more, I should say, effective in DPS. I don't like the decision to split this army up. I mean, keep the Stalkers with your army.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite surprised he actually let the Shade finish up there, right underneath those roaches. But he's going to get back into the main now and finish up in the spawning pool.
This should pull Zerg out of position. You should see the Stalkers move up from there. Or not. Yeah, these Stalkers, he warped into a lot of Stalkers. They've just been kind of hanging around here.
I get the feeling the Protoss is just playing with his food here a bit, don't you?
Staying incredibly safe, expecting some kind of hidden base or something like that.
Yeah.
Along those lines.
And there are Immortals walking out across the map here now as well. But really, he could have finished this off already if he did just applied that bit of pressure.
Yeah. Blink on the way as well, so he will just be able to blink on top of his last business army as soon as it finishes up. I imagine he's not even going to reach that point.
No, I wouldn't think so. I mean, he is pulling back. Again, I think he's just lacking a bit of confidence here to just actually push in. This game could have been over already. Oh, and those Corrosive Biles do come down quite squarely on the Stalkers there, but again, this isn't enough damage to push this Protoss army back.
Don't stop on the ramp. One thing you learn very quickly with ranged units, you don't stop on a ramp. Anyway, GG going to get called out. Now we'll be at 2-0 for Damerfesk. Route C.
And that is 2-4.
Apologizing for the win.
That was the series.
Apologizing for the win.